and indecipherable whispers as Domino fought whatever he'd placed in that drawer to find the uniform they'd explicitly been ordered to wear. It could be worse, Echo mused from atop the couch. It could always be worse with you, her brother replied from the drawer. Yet it never actually is. The goth pixie heaved a sigh and rolled her eyes. No matter how hard I try. Z managed a wry laugh. Here we go. I don't want to hear it, Domino called between thumps. Winters didn't say a thing about last night, Echo continued as if her brother hadn't opened his mouth, or about the two of you getting seriously fucked up on happy juice. Yeah, but I don't have a hangover. Domino zipped out of the dresser, pulling his dress shirt behind him in one hand and his slacks in the other. The uniform fell on the floor. He became human-sized again, retrieved the items, and tossed them on Z's bed. When he looked at his sister, his eyes were accusing. If you're not hungover the next morning, you didn't get that drunk the night before. Everybody knows that's how it works. Maybe for humans, Z muttered with a shrug, and every other kind of magical out there. For you, dude, I think we should make an exception. Echo laughed at her brother's furious scowl, then lifted her mason jar toward him in a toast, and drank again. Unbelievable! He scratched his head, turned in a half circle, then back, and spread his arms. First thing I did this morning was whip up the only thing that's letting either of you smile right now, and this is how you thank me? Thank you. Z focused on her weird smoothie when her cousin's red-brown eyes flicked to her. That's my crime then, huh? Enjoying myself at a party with humans? Living it up? Relaxing and having fun without anybody telling us we shouldn't be doing this or that for the first time in forever? Domino shook his head. All I'm saying is... Major Winters doesn't know about it, Echo interrupted, or he would have screamed at us for a lot longer than he did. He didn't even yell that much. She cocked her head and gazed contemplatively across the living room. I'll have to fix that. We're allowed to have fun, Z told Domino, trying to steer the conversation back on course so they wouldn't be sucked into Echo's sadistic daydreams. We're pixies. That's what we do. We sure as hell earned it after bringing our last mission back on track after everything went sideways. After it splattered sideways, one might say, Echo added with a smile. Uh-huh. Sure. Right. We cleaned up a mess. Domino snatched his shirt with both hands, held it up by the shoulders, and scowled at it. Something we've done dozens of times before. Now, all of a sudden, it's important? Then he slapped the uniform shirt against his chest. Copper light flashed around his body, and when it faded, he was wearing his dress shirt and holding his t-shirt from the night before in both hands. Important enough that somebody wants to meet us? I don't think so. Why wouldn't someone want to meet us? Z asked. She was enjoying the show. Her cousin was overthinking everything, which meant that he cared. Seriously? Domino tossed aside his t-shirt and grabbed his pants off the bed. He turned to glare at his cousin and slapped the waistband against his hips, and after another split-second flash of copper light, he tossed his corduroys on the bed to join the t-shirt. Nobody ever wants to meet us. They would if they knew how much fun you are, Echo teased with a smirk. Any other day, E, I'd agree with you, but today, it feels like a trap. The copper pixie snatched up his clothes and tossed them in the direction of his dresser. They hit it and slid to the floor. Because Major Winters would try and trick us into something terrible? Z asked. Come on, man. We're the heroes. If the giant party Alpha Team threw us last night isn't enough to convince you, think about it from Winters' perspective. He tried interrogating 4 magical prisoners using human soldiers and didn't get anywhere.